stream right now.
And I have it on my end on eCam. All right. We're good? Yay.
Recording.
How's my hair?
Yay. Trick question.
You could be talking about the lower hair.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Wait a minute, what?
In other regions.
And we have that recorded. Lovely. All right.
If we released bonus content, that would be still inappropriate.
I meant his chin, his facial nethers.
Greetings. Welcome to the SciFi Pubcast. The podcast... Hey, someone laugh. Greetings. Welcome to the SciFi Pubcast, the podcast that tries to be a pub, and perhaps someday a pub that tries to be a podcast. As always, we are looking for customers to come visit our bar. So if you're passionate about something, you want to be on a podcast, well, let us know, because this bar is all about community. If you want to help us out, please consider leaving a 5-star review wherever you find the show, joining our Discord server, subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're back! I'm Joel. I'm the owner of the SciFi Pubcast, so to speak. And we took a break because that's stuff going in my life. Like I'm working towards a PhD in law, and it's a lot of work. So yeah, we haven't recorded in 2 months, 2.5 months. But we're back, and we have a full complement of staff members today for this recording. We have Kerry Simpson, we have Derek Beebe, and we have Dr./Professor Randal Graham, author of Before Life and Afterlife Crisis. Drink. How's everyone?
Good, thanks. Happy holidays to everybody.
Hey, Randall. Good to see you, my friend.
Happy holidays.
Yes, it's been a while. I know you've been... Go ahead.
I'm doing well. I'm drinking a gin and tonic, which, you know, is helping me.
Yeah.
It's helping me anyway.
Excellent.
No, I'm doing awesome. I'm off for most of this week, so I'm just video games and catching up on my reading.
Yeah, we're recording this episode right before New Year's, so a day or two before, and I think we all survived the holidays, right? At least the Christmas portion of it. And yeah, I survived. I haven't done much. Kind of hunkered down in my home right now, and just waiting for things to blow over. And I've been reading a lot of law stuff, believe it or not. Yeah, shockingly, I know. So, Carrie, how's things in California? What's happening down there?
Well, the sun's actually out right now, which has been a rare occurrence the last few days. It's been raining tons. It's supposed to rain in the next few hours, so that'll be awesome.
Cool. Rain's good. Yeah.
Rain is good. Yeah. The deluge, the winter deluge is here.
There you go. And Derek, man, how's good old Pennsylvania doing? I was supposed to be down there this week, and it just didn't happen.
It's pretty good, and Joel, it's nice of you to take the blame for us being so late, but I'll admit it was my fault. I lost the key that opens the portal, the interdimensional portal to the bar, and you mailed me a new one, but with the mail service being what it is in America, it took forever to show up. And by the time I finally got back into the kitchen, a colony of rats had moved in. And they actually had it cleaner than I did, I'll have to admit. They did a pretty good job. And they've been teaching me to cook and clean better. I've kind of got a ratatouille situation going on where there's a rat in my hair showing me what to do. And I have to admit, it is a better reason than I normally have for having a rat in my hair.
Okay, so what you're saying to us is the kitchen's okay?
It's an interdimensional invisible rat, yeah?
Rats are surprisingly clean creatures.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I should take another break. I don't know. And of course, we have Randal Graham. Yeah.
The real question is: did Derek actually lose the key, or did the Ewoks take it away from him? Because my security Ewoks are well, they've come to terms with the fact that I won't let them eat Derek, but that doesn't mean they can't, kick him out once in a while.
Yeah, well, who knows? This entire holiday season is a bit of a blur. So, yeah. There's
Hopefully
that.
they don't eat rats.
Oh, God. Maybe it was the Ewoks that clean up the kitchen, not the rats. We'll see.
Maybe.
Any which way, we also have, of
Maybe.
course, we said it earlier, Randall, man. How you doing?
Good, thanks. All is well in my neck of the woods. And now that my neck of the woods is your neck of the woods, that's sort of an interesting thing to be saying. Joel and I are now in the same jurisdiction.
Uh,
It's a winter wonderland here today, and everyone's venturing out only to get booster shots because COVID is, well, by our standards, COVID is crazily ravaging the countryside. Yeah, otherwise things have been pretty good. I'm in a tiny, tiny bubble of humanity with my wife and my father-in-law, so we've been enjoying Newtonmas and Christmas and Life Day and all those other holidays that you cram into this little 2-week period, and getting ready for New Year's. And trying not to be too busy. I've got this new PhD student, huge pain in the ass, keeping me hopping all the time. I'm sure he'll come along eventually.
yeah, asking difficult questions like, what's the difference between the present and past tense? Things like that.
Well, it's hard when you work in an interdimensional bar, right? And time is in flux.
Yeah.
To know the difference between present and past tense.
And then the future tense. Oh, that's a whole different Bellowick. There you go, Bellowick. Yeah, it's been good. We haven't actually done.
Hey,
any
at least you're not speaking German. They have some past pejorative tense or whatever. It's strange.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Germans have a history of making things tense.
Yes, that too.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, it's been good. I really like the fact that I left my job with the RCMP, working for the Canadian federal government as a federal police officer. I basically yanked my pension money out, so it took kind of like early retirement, but I left before 20 years, so it's technically not a retirement. And I'm starting afresh, trying to become a PhD in law. So it's a 4-year process. I'm just about done the first term because I still have a term paper due. And we'll go from there. It's a trip. I'm quite enjoying it. Plus, I'm working at the campus student bar, so grad student bar, that is. So I'm having a good time doing that. So I'm actually pouring drinks. Not bad, eh?
That's awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my very, very first doctoral level Padawan.
There we go.
I've had some master's level ones, but Joel's the first one doing a doctorate, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm going to turn to the dark side, right? You just know that. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway,
it's easier and faster.
Yeah, why not? Let's see. For this episode, and this is kind of like a special episode because episodes will be sporadic until I finish my term papers. So that's on me. Hopefully by the spring, summer, we'll do regular episodes again. Now it's whenever I can get a day off and to do research and to edit and to record episodes. So everything's on me. It's my fault. I'm sorry. But besides that, this episode is going to be what we liked about the content we were provided through entertainment in 2021 and what we are hankering for in 2022. What's on the agenda? What's on the radar, so to speak? Because a lot has happened last year, this year, and a lot's going to happen next year. Past, future tenses, who knows?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I've been busy. I haven't been to the cinema a lot this year, to be quite honest with you. I saw a few things. I saw Dune. I saw Jungle Cruise, both of which I quite love. Yes, I'm a Jungle Cruise fan. I love the puns. I just love the
I
crazies.
really liked it too, including the dad jokes.
Yeah, because you get the tie-in to the Disney ride, of course. It's very much the Pirates of the Caribbean, but also I think the chemistry of the actors worked, and I just like the dad jokes, the puns, and the couple of twists, which was neat because I didn't expect to see that in basically a Disney fun movie like The Jungle Cruise. So that's on my list for a good thing from 2021. What about you guys?
Yeah, it wasn't the most original movie in the world. It was basically Pirates and the Mummy in a blender, but I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was very funny. It so many great callbacks to the ride, fun adventure. I really enjoyed it.
Although I think I said this a few months ago when we were talking about it. I was semi disappointed that the backside water of the movie was not quite as impressive as that on the ride.
Yeah. Listen, there's always faults to be found in art and with people. Always, just go after the faults.
It'll come as no surprise to everyone that I didn't see Jungle Cruise, but pirates and mummies in a blender sounds interesting.
It's not for free on Disney Plus. Just saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
So I went first. Who wants to go next? Let's go with Derek, man. Derek, what did you like in 2021?
Let's see. I'll try to stay at the top of the year for now. I really enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong. It was dumb and stupid, but it was Godzilla vs. Kong, and that was cool. And it was a really interesting kind of climax of the MonsterVerse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was big monsters fighting each other.
Yeah,
that's all. You don't need high cinema. You just need big CGI monsters fighting each other.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I think I've seen the first 20 minutes on. I think it's on Crave TV in Canada. It's on my to-do list. I just been swamped with work and stuff, so it's still there. Yeah.
I do think that the second Godzilla movie was better overall than this one, but I still just really love the idea of this hollow Earth where all these massive monsters were living in. It's just like a really interesting premise and backstory that they're dealing with. And I hope that they continue to make more movies because it's a fun little franchise they have going on there.
Yeah, it's better to be like a hollow Earth than like a flat Earth, because if it's a flat Earth, how would these monsters, like, where would they go? They would probably just, fall off to the Great Void, right? Yeah.
Well, then we could be in a Discworld situation, and the turtle might eat them.
Yeah, maybe. Randall, any feelings?
Again, I'm feeling bad. This is going to be a theme. I did not see it. I read on. I happened to see on Twitter today someone saying if Godzilla versus Kong isn't a enemies becoming lovers story, I don't want to watch it. But I don't spoil it for me. I don't know if that happens.
Hey, sometimes love is hard. Okay. Oh God.
No one's touching that.
I'm not going anywhere near that.
All right. Okay, Randall, let me ask you this, sir. In 2021, what did you like? Give us one example.
I liked a lot of things, and I'm just going to go with my favorite thing right now. And this suffers from recency bias because I've just started dipping into it when it first came out, and that's the Wheel of Time series. I love.
Oh, I love that.
I loved the books. I absolutely thought they were wonderful. The books did drag on. I mean, I started reading these books about a million years ago. Dragon, yeah, nice.
Okay.
The books after about book 3, you started to get into 500 or 600 pages at a time where nothing really happened other than a touch of character development. But then, unfortunately, Robert Jordan passed away and Brandon Sanderson took over. Sanderson really picked up the speed, though, and finished it off, I thought, quite nicely. Anyway, that's the books. But the series, based on the books, is now hitting the airwaves with the streaming services. And it is fabulous. It is beautiful. It's well filmed. They've tinkered a lot with the source material, but in a way to make it more compatible with the medium on which it's being presented. And it's just a wonderful experience. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm one episode behind right now, and I'm going to watch that tonight. I'm really looking forward to the rest of that. And in fact, on my list of what I'm looking forward to next year, it's more of that, please, is my number one item. I've really been enjoying that. Have you guys been watching that at all?
I have. The Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah, I have.
Joel.
I have. The Wheel of Time is excellent, and I like the property because there's multiple bar scenes in it, and I'm easy to please.
I have not read the books, but after a few episodes, I started, figuring out what they were all going on about, and it's been really, really fascinating. I'm not sure if it will, inspire me to read the books yet, but I have a lot of other stuff on my plate books wise. I have a lot of other stuff on my plate right now, but it may end up moving the books up farther up my list eventually.
I'm
and I have
about
to admit,
halfway through the TV season, and I've not read the books. And I'm sorry to say, it's not really wowing me so far. I'm finding it pretty slow, and it's not really grabbing me. But I'm gonna keep on soldiering through.
if you're finding it slow, the books are a lot slower. I mean, the first book is quite fast, and then they slow down after that. But I have to admit that some of my love for the show is probably colored a little bit by nostalgia, for the period of my life when I first read the books or when I first encountered the books, and some of it is just having a main character named Rand who has all kinds of powers.
Oh God.
Without spoiling anything for the rest of us, or maybe, are how close are they to finishing the first book with where you are?
Oh, not particularly.
Okay.
They're sort of poised to head in that direction. I might actually be 2 episodes behind now that I say this out loud.
Okay.
But where I am right now, they're not especially close, but they seem to be heading in that direction. They're starting the journey that will take them to the end of the book. Of book 1.
I thought I read somewhere that the first season was the first book, but I could be wrong about that.
I think that's probably true. But like I said, I've got 2 episodes left to go, and not everything happens. It's quite a bit different. There are quite a few differences between the book and the show. Some better, some worse. But I'm really enjoying it. And Rosamund Pike is doing a fantastic job, and really impressed with the other actors in the show who I had not seen in anything before, as far as I am aware. But really well done. Great art direction. Just fantastic as far as I'm concerned.
It definitely looks pretty.
It does. It does.
It reminds me a lot of like a more of a Lord of the Rings slowed down, nicey, is that a word, nicey? But cute, version of The Witcher, because I'm into The Witcher right now. Season 2 dropped a couple weeks ago on Netflix, and what a contrast, because I've been watching some of these episodes like together, and to go from Wheel of Time to Witcher and then back to Wheel of Time, I'm confused in my head right now, but I think both of the series are great.
I'm really enjoying The Witcher season 2 right now as well. It's my treadmill view right now, and I'm 4 episodes in. Really liking it a lot. I find that
it's really good.
The new method of watching shows, where you like The Witcher season 1, I watched in I think a day and a half. Last Christmas, hunkered down in the middle of the pandemic, and I just blasted through it. And I remember I was cooking that day, and I cooked about 1 million things and just watched the whole show in between running in and out of the kitchen. And then I went to watch season 2, and I'm watching the recap, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this, right? Like I remember Henry Cavill, yeah, he's a guy. Oh, and there's Yennefer, yeah, I know Yennefer. But everything else, like, oh, apparently that's some things that happened last year to me, and I don't remember them. But when you're streaming and watching it and binging it all in a day, it's not like when you're developing your interest in the show and cultivating it slowly over the course of a week-by-week episodic viewing. And I find that it doesn't get retained in memory quite so well. Like if you go up to someone and ask them at the end of their favorite streaming show that they've just binged to name 5 characters, they can't do it in the same way that they could when we were all watching shows week by week.
Yeah,
I hate the binging model. I think it's a terrible way to experience a show.
Yeah, I think that's,
It depends on the show, and the first season of The Witcher wasn't helped by all the jumping around in time. I've had to explain to a couple of people, who got through the second episode and were like, I'm too confused. Like wait for it, get to episode 5, and then everything will start to be clear. I even sent a couple people, the timeline for season 1. It's like, okay, this is what's happening, and this is why you're confused.
Yeah, and without spoiler things, I love the fact that they make fun of that timeline jump in season 2. So they make fun of themselves because of it. It's great.
I definitely enjoyed Witcher season 2 more than season 1. It's not my favorite show in the world, but I would say it was better than Wheel of Time. It held my interest more.
And there's also a lot of extras on Netflix, right? So there's short little documentaries behind the scenes about production, and they have these little clips on the different monsters, and they all tie into Slavic folklore, most of them, and that's kind of neat, I think. I like that. I'm a history guy. I love anything that's kind of has some sort of historical ties to the past.
I love that Henry Cavill is king of the nerds, like in real life, right?
I
Because
agree.
he's Superman, he's the Witcher, he almost missed his Superman getting the part in Superman because he was playing Warcraft and wouldn't log off to take the call from the director. So he's a MMORPG guy. He is constantly correcting people on set about source material and making sure that they're true to the source material, the video games, the literature, everything that he's doing. What a cool guy. And it's a shame he's so ugly, though. It's going to be hard being him.
What?
Especially with his shirt off.
Sorry. You're being funny, right?
He's the handsomest man. I just want to slap him, but I don't actually want to slap him because I'm a huge fan.
Oh God, yeah. What else is there? Okay, who's up? Be Carrie. Carrie, what did you like in 2021?
Well, everyone expects me to start going on and on about about DC stuff, and I'm getting there. But season 2 of C dropped this year, and C is just phenomenal. Jason Momoa is a beast. And then watching him and Dave Bautista go at each other because they're playing brothers in season 2 is just amazing, and we're currently getting a buddy cop comedy out of their interactions on C because that's what they want to do now.
Neat. And we know that the Skype call we're on, it's kind of choppy, so Carrie, just let you know, sometimes you've been fading in and out, but we can still hear you.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yep, I think that sounds a bit better.
Okay.
Let's see. Going back to me, this is, of course, the year Foundation came out on Apple TV, and I quite enjoy that. It's a different type of science fiction. It's more cerebral and macro and big picture that takes place over thousands and thousands of years. I like that epic type stuff because I like to take a very long lens to look at things, and I think it's outstanding. I think Jared Harris is an amazing actor. What do you guys make of Foundation?
I also watched Foundation after reading the books, and I 50% love the show and 50% hate it. I really don't like so many of the changes that they made. I mean, I definitely accept that you had to make some changes because the books as it is just people talking in a room. There's, nothing happening. But it just boggles my mind that 50% of the show stars the cloned emperor. And I would have loved to have had a lot more of Jared Harris's character in it. I would have liked for them to have used more of the prequel books, which actually shows his character and his life and everything. And there's just so many choices in the show that I don't like. But, I mean, on the whole, it was an interesting, good show. Just had some problems.
And it will come as no surprise to anyone that I have neither seen C nor Foundation.
Oh God! Oh, this is funny.
At this point, Randall, I'm shocked.
But I read about Foundation because this is me learning about it. I looked it up, and one thing I'm very excited about is that the composer of the music for Foundation is Bear McCreary, and from Battlestar Galactica fame and many other things, and so that's automatically very exciting to me.
Yeah. It's also about psychohistory, which is a blend of history, sociology, and economics. So it's a good way of trying to predict the future using math. Yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had hair last week, really. No. Yeah. So there's that. I don't know. Randall, what have you seen, anyways? Like, what else?
I have seen lots of things. Like, if I just run through a quick list of things that I really liked and things that I didn't love. on my list of things that I liked, in descending order of how much I love them, Wheel of Time was first, Star Trek Discovery, Hawkeye, Loki, The Witcher Season 2, WandaVision, Lost in Space, I quite liked. And on the list of things I didn't particularly like, the one I hated the most, the only thing I absolutely hated was Season 2 of The Pandemic. That just
It was so sick.
The big shocker.
That's actually a TV show or a movie, Randall.
That's just so many shows.
That's just like
infecting shows like it's infecting people.
It's one of those ARG alternate reality games where it takes place in the real world.
Yeah, absolutely. And things that will surprise people that I didn't enjoy. I didn't especially like Lower Decks or Star Trek Prodigy.
Oh, I love
really?
Lower Decks.
I thought they were fine. I thought they were fine. And I'd rather watch almost anything Star Trek than anything else. So I watched them. I had some fun watching them, but they didn't live up to expectations for me. Discovery's been knocking it out of the park. So I think having that to come, and also anticipation for Strange New Worlds. And also I'm no longer an animated guy. I am an animated guy, but I'm no longer an animation guy. I used to love animated stuff, and I just can't get into the Clone Wars. I'm not loving Lower Decks. I'm not loving Prodigy. I think they do a great job with what they're trying to do on Lower Decks. I think it's exactly what they're trying to do. It's just not my thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I am loving both Lower Decks and Prodigy. In fact, I recommended to one of my hosts, Mike, that he get his daughters into Prodigy because I think they would love it. And that's just my very subversive way of trying to get him to watch Star Trek.
Yeah, I kind of.
Of course, he thought I was talking about Lower Decks. I'm like, no, please don't let your kids watch Lower Decks.
I kind of had low expectations for Prodigy because we knew it was going to be aimed at kids, but it was better than I thought it would be. I mean, story-wise, I don't think it's amazing, but the animation is very gorgeous. It looks like $1 million, and it's very cool having Janeway as the hologram training program, and I'm looking forward to see where it goes next.
Yeah,
well, it's back in like a week and a half.
Oh,
so
cool.
And just as controversially, also on my list of things that made me say meh in 2021 was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
I would agree that was the weakest Marvel show. I still liked it, but it was the least among equals.
That's where I am too. Like, I would put it a touch below everything that Marvel did this year, everything that I saw that Marvel did this year. But it was fine. It was fine. And I feel bad saying that because it's fine in the realm of things that I quite like, right? Like, I just didn't love it.
And I'm guessing, Randall, you also hated What If just because it was animated?
Oh, no, actually, that's funny that you mentioned that because I didn't put it on my list simply because it fled my tiny mind for the day when I started putting it together. What If, I quite like. I would put it up there with, WandaVision and Lost in Space in terms of my level of enjoyment. I liked it much more than I liked the other animated offerings this year.
Yeah, I really liked What If. That was one that exceeded my expectations because I kind of thought it was going to be a little side project, but it was a lot of fun. The animation was gorgeous. It was great that they got so many of the celebrities back to do their voices. And it did feel important to the MCU. I mean, hell, it might somehow be tying into Doctor Strange too.
So how much of that voice work was new and how much was clip farming? Because I was thinking about that, like clip farming and also deleted scene farming. They had a lot of source material they were working with, and I didn't know how much they went and re-recorded, how much was just farmed. I don't know how much behind-the-scenes stuff you guys know.
I'm pretty sure it's all original.
I think most of it was recorded. Was all original, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then they didn't get like Iron Man or Captain America or Spider-Man, but they pretty much got everyone else.
Yeah, and that first episode where they brought Chadwick Boseman back was like,
yeah,
my heart.
That was probably most.
I was like, and I was not expecting to get as much of him in that series.
That was a present,
and I am very appreciative that they got as much as they managed to get out of him before he passed away.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. I just think with What If, I really enjoyed the fact that the writing was outstanding, and these heroes and villains of which we know, they just took a different path, and it's surprisingly fun to change the plot, right? And it was refreshing. That's how I saw it, and it was good. Also, Loki. I love Loki. I think Loki has been my favorite Marvel series, at least this year. I just found it fun. It was a fun episode with lots of thought-provoking questions being raised.
I like that something made
There
the
was
word variant fun instead of terrifying.
there was a lot of good Loki material this year, and I'm not just talking about Loki. I'm not going to spoil anything for American Gods, but
yeah,
I'm very, very. It's still too soon. They can't. They only need 4 more episodes, man.
I know. I hope. Yeah.
They're close to the end.
Yeah.
I would say that Loki was my favorite TV show of the year. I really loved it. It knocked it out of the park on every level. And the thing that really blew me away about it was that it was a great show going right up to the end. And, there was speculation about who was going to be the guy that they meet at the end. Is it just going to be another Loki or something? And the wildest pie in the sky dream was that it was going to be Kang the Conqueror at the end. And I was convinced that it would never, ever happen. They're not going to introduce the next Thanos of the MCU on a TV show at the last episode. And they did it, and it was amazing, and I loved it. It just blew me away on every level. Every episode was great.
Nice.
And it had major implications. I mean, that episode basically created the multiversal crisis that's going to rule the next several years of Marvel movies. And it was just amazing to have all that happening on the TV show. It was just really proof positive that these TV shows do count in a way that nothing else ever has before on television. I mean, they're just as important as the movies.
Did it though?
Oh.
And I'm talking to all of you people who watched the last Spider-Man movie. Did it? Is it just the Loki series that we're talking about here? And I will not spoil anything else, but come on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was just Loki breaking the multiverse.
Well, you could argue that the reason Doctor Strange's spell went so bad was because it already got broken in Loki. That the barriers were broken at that point. So what should have been a simple spell went incredibly wrong.
Sounds like good prospects for future content. Okay.
Yes.
While we're on the subject of Spider-Man, that's also my vote for best movie of the year. I absolutely loved the Spider-Man movie. I went into it with pretty high expectations, and they were blown away. It was even better than I thought it was going to be. I don't want to give spoilers, but the things that I thought were just going to be fun little cameos ended up being half the movie. And it was just so great on every possible level. I absolutely loved it.
And you can find it on the web, right? Oh, forget it. Honestly, my 2 favorite TV shows this year, one's kind of geeky related, other one's not, is Apple TV. We have Ted Lasso and Mythic Quest. And I think these 2 series were amazing in their own way. Both very funny, both very warm and comforting. I think especially Ted Lasso was the series for the pandemic. Mythic Quest, it was neat because it really comments on the video game industry and trying to be nice to each other, where most times we fail as humans. To me, these 2 shows were great.
Well, Ted Lasso had a number of scenes in bars.
That's true. And I've upped my dark game sense.
The truth is out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm one of those rare people that thinks Mythic Quest is better than Ted Lasso. I really loved Mythic Quest, and I thought that Ted Lasso was just okay. But yeah, Mythic Quest, really great. Love it.
Cool.
What did people think of WandaVision?
It was good. Really liked it.
I really it was so much fun. I think between WandaVision, Loki, and No Way Home, the multiverse is pretty much screwed. But
Yeah.
I
it's
strongly
be some
disliked.
awesome chaos coming
Oh, sorry.
next year.
I strongly disliked
Go ahead.
episode 1 of WandaVision, but it got better as it went on for me. And by the end, I was really looking forward to each subsequent episode. So yeah, it really grew on me.
I really like the technical aspect of episode 1 because I knew that they filmed it in front of a live studio audience. They were using a lot of the techniques that they used back in the 50s and 60s. So I thought that was fascinating. It did kind of, get a bit old by the end, but I was a big fan of Bewitched when I was a kid, so it worked.
I would agree
Yeah, me
that
too.
the way WandaVision began was not necessarily ideal. I would have liked to have gotten to the meat of the story a little bit quicker, because I think we had 2 or 3 full episodes of just the sitcom world, not knowing anything, and I would have liked to have, figured out what was going on a little bit sooner, so it's not all just taking place in a vacuum. But it did end very strong, and I'm really excited to see what happens next with those characters.
And WandaVision, what you just said reminds me when you said we didn't get many glimpses outside of the world of what was going on in the show. People who embed plot points into the closing credits of shows are bad and should feel bad, and they should never do that again.
Yeah. Ouch. I thought the TV show was magical. That's
Right.
it. Yeah, there we go. Not really spellbound, right? No, it was okay. I thought the first 3 episodes was bizarre and strange and weird, and I didn't love them, but I was intrigued, and I thought the series really finished strong, and I want to see some more. And she's going to be in, of course, Doctor
Agreed.
Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, so we need more Scarlet Witch, that's for sure.
Oh, yes.
The acting of the 2 leads in WandaVision was fantastic. I mean, of course it was. They're both brilliant.
They should win awards, but they won't, because it's a comic book show.
And I'm a big Catherine Hahn fan.
Yeah,
Nominated at least.
Yeah, play a big role. That was very cool too. I enjoyed her. Did any of y'all watch Lost in Space? I'm not hearing much love for that series.
I watched it, but I don't have strong feelings on
that
it.
season of Lost in Space. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I saw the first 2 episodes of season 1. It's on my to-do list. Sorry, I've been busy.
Danger, Joel Welch.
Danger.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. As sort of brain candy, like it was a treadmill series for me. It's one that I watched while I ran, and it made the run go by quickly, and I really quite enjoyed it. I love the Robinson family. I think all the actors are doing a really great job. I just have really enjoyed the arc. I like some of the callbacks to the original version. I'm having a blast. Every once in a while, they overplay the robot and everything going on with the robot and his culture and background and everything, but it's a really, really fun series for me. It doesn't have a lot of the hopes tied up in it that I have when I watch a Star Trek show. I think my expectations are higher when I'm in Star Trek universe, and that's maybe why I'm a little bit harder on Lower Decks and Prodigy, but I don't know what's going to happen in Lost in Space. I don't have many expectations about what they're going to do to the world or how it all works, and it's just fun for me. And the actors are doing such a great job.
So you haven't finished season 3 yet?
I've watched all the content of Lost in Space that's on offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because that's the end of it. They're not. I don't think they're doing any.
No, it's
more.
canceled.
That was the final
it's
season.
canceled?
Yeah.
I've seen that. That's why I've heard people say that Netflix should be in charge of the pandemic, because they never let anything go past 3 seasons.
That's true, actually. Except for like Stranger
or
Things.
One season, because or maybe The Witcher, but apparently The Witcher has like a 7-year plan. No, I'm actually still sore at them for canceling Jupiter's Legacy and Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Seriously? Why?
Yeah, because Netflix can suck at times.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have not yet seen the new Boba Fett.
That's not out yet, Randall.
It's not,
Oh, I thought it came out the other
That's
day.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, so is it tomorrow? Oh, okay. I thought I was
As
behind.
we're
None of us
recording
have
these
seen
days.
it.
Is the next Mandalorian season out yet?
Nobody here has seen Boba Fett yet.
No,
Because I'm eagerly awaiting those. Those are on my, I need to watch those as soon as I can, as well as Picard season 2, of course.
yeah.
I think Mando is like a full year
Agreed,
away.
agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At least. I think maybe Ahsoka might be sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
No,
I don't
Ashoka's
know.
2023. I think this coming year, 2022,
Okay.
we're going to get Obi-Wan Kenobi and Andor, from what I can glean from the internet.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So there's, if this year was the year of Marvel, next year is going to be the year of Star Wars, I think. I think it's going back and forth between strong franchises. I hope. I own Disney stock now as part
and
of my
the year of
pension money.
DC,
Yeah.
because next year is going to be crazy with DC stuff.
Before we move on to 2022, I'd be remiss not to mention a few things like The Expanse. Season 6 is out. It's dropping episodes, and that was amazing. Also, as of not last night, the night before, I stayed up most of the night, and I finished book 9 of The Expanse, which is
I'm halfway through book 9.
So
I'm halfway through book 9. I had to take a slight detour and go back to the Vampire Chronicles because for reasons. Rest in peace, Anne Rice.
Yeah, there's that. Also, Doom Patrol. I like Doom Patrol. It's so odd and strange.
Doom Patrol is so much fun.
Yeah, so we're going to get another season, right? Season 4 is going to be out.
Yes.
Not 2022, I think 2023, but still, season 3 dropped last of this year of 2021, and it was good. I like that.
We're getting season 4 of Titans too.
I haven't watched Titans yet. Still on my to-do list.
I'm a fan of
it's
Titans.
so good.
I'm enjoying it
It's
a
so
great
good.
deal, in part because the guy who narrates Afterlife Crisis is in it. Raul Beneja has a part in Titans, and he narrates
nice.
my book. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this publicly, but we're trying to get him to do book 3 too, and he wants to do it. We're just trying to make it all work out. So we'll see what happens. But I quite like Titans. As soon as you said Doom Patrol, my brain went immediately to the Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Which I really have been enjoying. Yeah, that's a great show.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if we're still on books, I have to plug not only Before Life and Afterlife Crisis and Nether Regions forthcoming in 2022, Drink, which is Randall's books, but anywhere from the Martian fame. His third book, Project Hail Mary, it was good. A lot of science going on, and a lot of speculation on where we will be in terms of scientific discoveries, and I quite enjoyed it. It's strange. It's not a straightforward science fiction book. To me, it reminds me a lot of the 1950s, but with more correct science application, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So check it out. Project Hail Mary. Where? I'm not sure to pronounce his name. It starts with a W. Where? All right. Any other things from this year we want to mention before we turn our gaze towards the future?
I have a whole bunch.
Go for it.
I don't think anyone here has. Yeah. Is anyone here caught up with Doctor Who?
No, not even close.
Yes.
Okay, I absolutely love this season of Doctor Who that just finished. It was only 6 episodes long, but it was one single serialized story, and it was epic and amazing, and it had so many different characters and plot lines spinning through it. It was an excellent send-off for Jodie Whittaker, who is in 3 more specials in the coming year, but this was her last full season. And I thought it was great and some of the best stuff Doctor Who has ever had to offer. I was not a huge fan of her first season. I always liked her as the character. I did not like the story she was in. And then the second season was a massive improvement, and this is her 3rd season, and I thought it was a great way to go out on. She really went out on top. I absolutely loved it.
Good.
And also, the final Marvel series that we did not mention was Hawkeye. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was great. It was street level and smaller in scope than everything else, but it was extremely enjoyable. And I love the new Hawkeye, and I can't wait to see where all these new characters go.
I really liked Hawkeye. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
It met its target, right?
As long as we get more,
Nice.
I'm happy.
Yeah, aim high.
And my second favorite movie of the year was Shang Chi. I thought that was excellent. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because when I first heard that they were going to do a Shang Chi movie, it was like, okay, it's like a kung fu movie in the MCU. How can that, match up to anything else? But they definitely stepped up to the plate, and it was a great, huge, epic, fun, wonderful movie.
Good.
Yeah, I really like Shang-Chi.
What else is on your list, Derek?
And I'd also like to give a special shout out to Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was another movie that I thought was really well done, and it really hit all the nostalgia feels great and was a wonderful sequel, and I really hope they do more with those characters.
I haven't seen it yet, but I know it got good reviews, and it's on my list. Again, I made
Not
a lot.
only have I not seen it, I thought Derek was making it up.
No, it's a
Never heard
thing.
of that movie.
It's a
They
thing.
actually filmed it like 3 years ago, and they've been sitting on it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh god, that's funny. Yeah, it's definitely on my to-do list. A lot of the films that I should be seeing, or I just got too busy, but that's okay. Sometimes you go through life where you have to, do other things before you can come back to things like watching films all the time, right? Please
Tell me
say
about it.
And
Yeah.
another great movie was The Suicide Squad by
Yeah.
James Gunn. I loved it. It was so much
Yeah.
That
fun.
was so much fun. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so wrong.
Oh, God.
I
So
saw it. I
wrong.
thought it was pretty good. It got a pretty good from me.
Yeah, I thought it was an okay movie. Not great, but
Yeah.
each their own.
Well, points to James Gunn for making Starro irrelevant again.
Yeah.
I know. Never in a million years did I expect to see Starro in a major motion picture. Like when I saw that in the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Unbelievable. What else on your list, Derek?
Let's see. Another movie I really enjoyed that Randall has actually seen was Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. That was so much more fun than I thought it was going to be. That was really great.
Yeah, I saw
Agreed.
it 48 hours ago with my wife. And my wife, who is not a sci-fi fantasy person, not a video game player, and she liked it for reasons other than just looking at Ryan Reynolds for a couple of hours, which is commendable. I quite liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. He's so hopeful and cheerful in the movie, and I really like lead characters like that. And yeah, I thought it was a great time. Really fun movie.
Cool.
Joel, you haven't mentioned Dune yet.
I did at the top of the show. I thought Doom was great.
He hasn't mentioned Dune. Joel, are you feeling okay?
No, I did. I said at the very top of the show very briefly, but I think Dune is great, and I can't wait for part 2. I think where people had issues with
Agreed.
the movie is the fact that it stopped mid-story, and that couldn't be helped because they needed to make money off the first one in order to do the second one. And it's happening. I'm quite happy.
Which is odd because I didn't expect them to get as far into the book as they got.
Yeah, and we can have an entire podcast series on Dune, and we've talked about Dune a lot before in the past, but I really enjoy the acting. I really like how Denis Villeneuve directed, and hopefully I got his name right, his pronunciation, because I have issues with pronouncing names right. And I think it's epic. It's large scale. I really like the environmental themes that it plays with. It also plays with religious themes, which I think this movie kind of put on a back burner for a bit compared to the books.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens in part 2. And yeah, can't wait.
Agreed.
No one has mentioned The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
That was so much fun. I really liked it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. It got
Same.
some mixed reviews. Some people absolutely hate it. Other people thought it was okay. And then, Carrie, you liked it, right?
I appreciate it for
I
what
really
it
liked
was, but it wasn't quite the movie that I was looking for. Sorry, you said Carrie, not Derek. Never mind.
That's okay. That's okay. I understood what you meant. I really liked it. I like that managed to poke fun at itself while still, it like the things like the joke about Warner Brothers doing the remake was like, wait, what? Warner Brothers let you get away with that?
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now that's what I could not stand about it. I hated all the fourth wall breaking jokes. That just really rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. Because it kind of was making it a parody of itself rather than like a straight movie about the fate of humanity. I don't know.
Well, I think that was what was so subversive about it. Is like it was trying to put everything on its head and make Neo question reality again. Because
I mean, I definitely understand what they were going for, and they achieved what they were trying to do, but it's not really the way I would have liked it.
So would it
But it was still good.
Would you consider it like a 6-pack movie or a 12-pack movie? How many drinks do you need to watch it?
I don't drink, so
you're asking the guy who doesn't drink.
Right. Let's.
No one has mentioned the Eternals, and I'm guessing that's probably for the best.
Oh God, yeah.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
I really, I really liked it. I liked what they were trying to do. I kind of understand what they were going for, and I kind of understand some of the criticisms. Like, how do you make 7,000-year-old superheroes relatable? Like,
love triangles.
7,000 years old. There's no what?
Love triangles.
Oh wow.
What
else?
You're just mentioning that you enjoy
right.
Shape.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't seen Black Widow yet. How depressing is that?
Black Widow was really good.
I like Black Widow. That was good.
Also on Disney Plus, Randall.
Yeah, it's on the web.
Well, because I watched the Hawkeye series, and I realized that some of it was picking up on stuff that must have happened in the Black Widow movie.
Straight up sequel.
Yeah. So I had to fill in some of those blanks just by guessing, but it nevertheless made sense. But yeah, I haven't seen Black Widow. It's been sitting there on my queue waiting to be watched, and I'm looking forward to it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh yeah. Right. What but 2022? What is your top 3 things you're looking forward to? Because mine's somewhat easy. It's Thor: Love and Thunder. Can't wait for another Thor movie. I can't wait for this second series with the Vikings called Vikings Valhalla. If you watch the Vikings in History channel, they're doing a new series 100 years later in the future. So we're gonna get like other really important Vikings, like we look at the Norman conquest of England. William the Conqueror. That's gonna be really good. And of course, we're going to get Avatar 2, December 2022. Avatar? Anyone? Any fans?
That I am a fan of Avatar.
Oh.
That's actually my #1 movie for next year, and I'm not joking.
Oh God!
Because say what you will about it, it's before Endgame came along, it was the highest-grossing movie in history, and there was a reason for that. It was an amazing achievement. It wasn't the most original story, but it looked pretty as hell, and it created an amazing world, and it created an amazing theme park at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And I cannot wait to see where the next 5 movies go, and I'm not being sarcastic.
Good. And there's also the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon Prime. That should be coming
I'm
out.
excited for that.
Yeah, so
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Randall, what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Well, you all know I would be lying if I said anything other than Picard Season 2 is what I'm most excited about. I'm so excited about Picard Season 2. I did not love Season 1. I quite liked Season 1. I thought Season 1 was very good. It was not fantabulous, as I was expecting. Of course, expectation management is everything in life. So the fact that I was expecting glorious things and only got fairly awesome things might have something to do with that. Season 2, I'm excited about. I love Jonathan Delancey. I love Q. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Pretty excited about Strange New Worlds. I met Anson Mount on the next Star Trek cruise. on the last Star Trek cruise, rather. I met him in the future on the next Star Trek cruise. And in fact, the reason my brain jumped ahead to the next Star Trek cruise is all of this Star Trek stuff is hugely tainted for me by the fact that I had to cancel my reservation on the cruise that's supposed to be coming up in. I'm supposed to be on the water with these guys in 8 weeks, but I'm not going to be there, and I don't know if they are either. But
I was going to say, is that cruise still happening?
It's still scheduled, even though like George Takei and Walter Koenig are supposed to be on there, and they're in their 80s, and we're in the middle of a variant that can, wipe out everybody. But we'll see what happens. I canceled mine because, well, we're under a travel advisory not to go anywhere in my country. Anyway, Picard, Strange New Worlds, whatever happens with Wheel of Time, and I'm shocked that Joel's top 2 picks for next year aren't for coming up are the Book of Boba Fett and then the next Mandalorian.
Yeah. And Kenobi's going to be excellent. There's so much good content coming out. You can only pick 3. It's an arbitrary number. It doesn't really mean anything. It's a placeholder.
Fair enough.
I'm trying
to of Joel as PhD student.
Yeah, nothing matters, man. There's no meaning. Have I hit top PhD student yet? There's no meaning. Deconstruct everything.
Well, I personally try to pick stuff that I've already picked, because you guys have already picked a lot of stuff that's on my list of things I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Batman. That should come up, no surprise. I'm really looking forward to Batman. I think that is going to be freaking epic. Looking forward to Morbius. Ironically, because vampires.
Really? Okay.
Because vampires. All the Star Wars and Star Trek stuff, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to the Sandman series.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. I like that. I read the comics as a kid.
I still have to read that.
Yeah, I have the comics behind me. Some of these comics from like the 90s. The Sandman comics.
If you haven't read them, they just dropped the Act 2 of the audio drama a few months ago, and they're going to be doing Act 3, and I think that might be finishing up the entire run of the original graphic novels.
Cool. Derek, what are you looking forward to in 2022?
I'm also excited about the 3rd Jurassic World movie. That's going to be really cool because it's going to be about dinosaurs on the mainland, just, roaming wild now. I wasn't a huge fan of the second one, but I absolutely loved the first Jurassic World movie. That was just like a perfect nostalgia hit. And this one is going to have all the original movie characters back full time, not just in cameos, interacting with the new cast. So I'm very excited about where this 3rd one is going to go. I don't really know anything about it aside from who's in it, but it should be really cool.
Okay, my guess is going to be an asteroid from outer space, a big asteroid, okay? It's going to hit Earth. Just that's my prediction. There you go. Yeah.
Maybe.
What else, Derek?
This isn't really major stuff, but the trailer looks insane. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Michelle Yeoh, and there's some kind of like multiverse type thing going on. It's Michelle Yeoh and Jamie Lee Curtis. It looks insane, and I cannot wait.
I've never heard of that. That's a movie?
Yeah, go check out the yeah, it's a movie. It's coming out next year.
Cool.
Derek, do you have any other content you're looking forward to in 2022?
Well, I'll just read off the forthcoming Marvel shows really quick. We got Moon Knight and She-Hulk and Secret Invasion and Miss Marvel all coming next year, and I'm excited for all of them. I'm probably most excited for Secret Invasion because that's Nick Fury and Talos going after the Skrull infiltrators on Earth, and I'm a fan of that comic book series, and I'm really interested to see where they go with that.
Cool. I like that.
I'm also looking forward to Peacemaker. Just is going to be wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, that's on HBO, right? HBO Max? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, HBO Max. It's the stuff from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. And in Canada, it would be on Crave TV. So, I get to see it. Yay!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well, also getting Aquaman 2.
Oh.
Good Omens Series 2. Yes, Aquaman Series 2. But Good Omens Series 2 is coming next year.
Yes, thank the gods or the devils or angels, whatever.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great year for content because, hopefully all these content shows, which we just listed, they're going to hit their stride and be great, and there's not going to be any letdowns. And then there's expectations. I think Randall got it right. You have to manage the expectations. Like this Lord of the Rings series could be absolutely dreadful, but it could be most excellent too, right? So I think you have to give everything a fair shot. Hey, there's going to be a Willow series coming out.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. No, but see, having too many expectations is a good way to get punched in the face. Therefore, I do not have a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
About stuff.
I think you just have to keep your wants very simple, right? Is there going to be a bar scene? That's probably my number one question. Then we move on from there.
No, my expectations are always very, very, very high, and I want Joel to bear that in mind as he writes his dissertation.
Oh God! Yeah. I can't even finish a term paper I've been working on for 3 weeks, for God's sake.
Just remember, on Randall's grading system, D means delightful.
Oh God. Yeah.
I do not need Joel.
I don't think so.
I just have to take solace in the fact that I'm in a PhD program, and the odds of me doing another degree after this is like next to zero. So I just need to pass and survive, okay? But I'm doing my best.
I think you'll rock it. And rock it. Hey, sci-fi.
There we go.
Hey.
All right, we're about an hour into this recording. Is there any last thoughts before we close our doors and get on with our Christmas/New Year's holidays / whatever you celebrate?
Happy New Year,
you mentioned
everybody.
Leviathan Falls. I read that as well and loved it. I thought it was an amazing ending to an amazing book series. I love the Expanse series. It's one of my favorite book series now. I have not read this yet, but on the same day Leviathan Falls came out, the final book of the Star Trek Coda 3-parter came out. That is the book series that is ending the novel continuity that has been running since 1998 to present, because the TV shows are now, doing it differently. So basically, they're ending the book continuity that has existed for all these decades, and they're just going to start over within the new TV continuity. So I haven't read it yet, but I've heard it's great, and I can't wait to get to it. I'm still catching up to it, but that's the ending of a 20-year Star Trek continuity, and should be good.
Yeah, I've heard Star Trek. I've heard Star Trek Coda reviewed as Star Trek's ending of the extended universe that Star Wars should have gotten.
Yeah, they actually got to plan out an ending, unlike Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they actually got to end it. They actually got to end it on their terms and not, just stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And in 2022, I'll be looking forward to the new novel from my new favorite author, John Scalzi. It's called the Kaiju Preservation Society, and it's apparently it's going to be kind of like a comedy parody novel about something to do with gigantic rampaging monsters. So that should be amazing.
Great. I read a lot of John Scalzi's books this year. So Old Man's War, I finished that entire series, and I read Red Shirts. So I'm actually up on him, and he's very active on Twitter. So follow John Scalzi on Twitter.
Yep.
Well, in the world of novels, don't forget that in September 2022, you'll all be able to get your hands on Randal Graham's Nether Regions.
Drink! You need lots of drinks to get into that. That's amazing. Looking forward to that. I know you put a lot of work into this, Randall, and I can't wait to buy books and send it to people that I know who would read it. Okay.
That's very exciting. Yeah, I get the copy edited page proofs in February. So end of February, the whole thing is finally, bunged together into a cover. I've got the cover. The cover is awesome. I hope people judge this book by its cover. And the cover artist did a really great job. And soon we'll be making the audiobook. And everything comes out in September.
Yeah. You know how many copies of Before Life and Afterlife I actually bought or made people buy? I actually own books as well as the audiobooks. So it's worth it. So definitely support fandom and support our circle of influencers. How's that? Randal Graham is an influencer.
Nobody needs to see those pictures.
All right. Is there anything else before we close our doors? Excellent. In this case, guess what? We're closing our doors. Where's my beer? Right over here. There we go. So this show is released as a podcast and on YouTube. Subscribe today and check out our Discord. And let me just say, our Discord sometimes is active, sometimes it's not. There's lots of different platforms and channels out there. Don't be bashful. If you want to get in contact with us or engage with us, hit us up on Facebook, Discord, Twitter, and whatever. Find our bar, go and buy Derek a drink, make him drink alcohol, whatever. It's all good, right? So with Discord, you can find our Discord server on our social media, which is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Derek does the Facebook, and by the way, Derek, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
There we go. Yes. If you want to email us, our email address is management@scifipubcast.space. Carrie, what is your Twitter address?
My Twitter handle is Carrie Blackfire42. That's ERI Blackfire42.
And what other podcasts are you on?
I am on DC Talk, Cape Chronicles, and Enter the Dojo over on the Random Chatter Network. And starting next month, I'm going to be lamenting how much John Kreese enrages me when we start talking about Cobra Kai Season 4.
Interesting. Okay, good. Derek, what's your Twitter address?
I am at Derek JBB.
And you have a blog that's going to, right?
Yes, DerekBB.com. I update it sometimes.
Check that out. And Randal, what's your Twitter address?
At Randal_Graham.
And please check out his novels, which is not law novels, like law books per se. It's not economic. It's creative, and it's funny, and it's witty. And Randal has won awards for this stuff. So Before Life and Afterlife Crisis by ECW Press. And you're welcome. My Twitter address is at Joel_Welch. So JOEL_WELCH. It's closing time. Take care. Please make it home safe. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Exactly.
Music provided courtesy of Logan Rathbone. Podcast logo by Duran. Copyrighted Joe Welch. Listen responsibly. And we can't wait for your next visit to our fine establishment. Cheers.